Monopoly, Toledo. I met Dave at Zebra Lounge in Chicago. His friend Brian was a ghost. He preferred the word haunting. He asked me, "What's on your mind?" He wanted to know if I feel like I have. I feel possessed to write insignificance. Blank-faced with what's left of the future, he said, genetically we have a clean slate. He said, I want you to read something. Leather notebook, a gratitude journal. Write a story. What's on your mind? Do you mean right this second? I asked. I'm trying to finish my book of poems. They'll make a movie out of it someday. A system will be developed to live in text. We will stare out and place impressions. Don't tell anyone you could make $1 million. He is doing a painting. Thoughts for $1. He has a patent number for each one to sell. He was upset I had heard this before. See, fuckers are already ripping me off. I could have mistaken what he meant. One is rich with insights about masturbation, but women drag the men by their hair in this one. I said, I feel like we're being watched. Downtown, a building was the fountainhead. I'm listening to Waking and Discovering. Write a story. What's on your mind? Do you mean right this second? I asked. This whole conversation should be a movie. Brian makes art. Dave likes art. Dave buys art. Brian could tell I hadn't really read Rilke's letters. It is with some trepidation that I move forward. Brian, being Brian, questions the theory of light. Genetically, we have a clean slate. He said, I want you to read something. Leather notebook, a gratitude journal. Every drink's $1, your 9th beer's free. I was looking at the nicotine, stained photos of the owner, playing piano in a wig. James put his hand on me. Is $75 enough to leave my wife? Would Greece help if Canada went to war with Mexico? My beer was empty, and I had nothing to say. Who knows what to say? He told us to go home and study, because our shoes were all wrong. The barmaid yelled at James. James Joyce got up and shook. He made his way to the door. All the signs of his life were there. Benet says Jasper Johns' work is his attempt at viewing familiar objects with a fresh vision. Benet says James Joyce's work was known for its revolutionary innovations in the art of the novel. His books were denounced as obscure, unintelligible, nonsensical, and obscene. This is the commodification of grief. I will try to express myself in some mode of life or art as freely as I can, using for my defense the only arms I allow myself to use: silence, exile, and cunning. I will not serve that in which I no longer believe. Living is teaching languages and doing clerical work. I am trying to finish my book of poems. Insignificance is on my mind again. Write a story. 3 gratitudes for what makes sense of your past, brings peace for today, and creates vision for tomorrow. I said, I feel like we're being watched. They will make a movie out of it someday. Don't tell anyone. You could make $1 million. This whole conversation should be a movie. He said, I want you to read something. I feel possessed to write insignificance. If, genetically, we have a clean slate, then let love design us a wonderful new blueprint for the future. Brian is doing a painting. Thoughts for $1. He has a patent number for each one to sell. He said, I want you to read something. His books were denounced as obscure, unintelligible, nonsensical, and obscene, painting familiar objects with a fresh vision. Brian said, don't laugh. Toledo is an amazing place. Downtown, a building was the fountainhead. Silence, exile, and cunning. An architect of enormous conceit, must justify his faith in the permanent values of honest design in four senses. 1. Historical or literal. 2. Allegorical. 3. Moral. 4. Anagogical. James Joyce still stares out of the face